Good morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you see this. This is Dee with Older INFP-A Assertive Insights. And today I'm going to be talking about and asking the question of everybody. Do you think, or have you been called as an INFP, do you think INFPs are high maintenance? And first of all, if you're new, welcome. This is a channel for everybody for everything INFP. It won't be the typical MBTI alphabet soup, but we will discuss things that happen or pertain to INFPs. Okay, so why would I come up with high maintenance? I was called high maintenance the other day by my youngest daughter, and I'm going to give you my example, and then in the comments I would like for you to give me your example of how you would think an INFP might be high maintenance, or if you've had experience being called high maintenance. And you don't have to just use my example to see if you relate to it. I'd like to know what your examples might be. So my example today is I got a phone call the other night. Actually, I got a phone call for both my daughters at the same day, which has never happened. And I asked the youngest one who called last, am I going to live the rest of the day? This has never happened. But she's an ISFP, and she is very low-key. And I was telling her about the trip that myself and the ESFJ daughter I have that has a love-hate relationship with me, going to attempt to go on a train to Chicago in a couple of weeks. We both have ADHD and claustrophobia, and we're gonna where the train ride is 24 hours each way, so it's going to be an experiment. So I told her about that, and then she's like, "Oh, both of you are high maintenance." Well, I know the ESFJ is high maintenance, but I didn't think I was. And I said, "Well, how am I high maintenance?" And she said, all she said was your anxiety. And she, being who she is, I don't think it's just an ISFP thing, but she is extremely low maintenance, and she doesn't even talk on the phone. I have to tell her, you have to say something back once in a while, so I know the phone did not cut off. So she doesn't talk very much. She listens a lot. So she didn't go into detail, and she's not very deep, so she didn't go into detail. But she just says your anxiety. And I think I'm kind of a chill person, as opposed to I've been around people that are highly anxious. And then I got to thinking about it, and I'm going to reframe everything. And I know several things. I think maybe INFPs might have been called anxious. Never thought of anxiety being related to high maintenance. The only thing, and I know here in the States, if you're a woman over 40, a doctor's going to tell you have anxiety. That's just the way of life. Never heard of one who has not been given that diagnosis, and since I turned 40. But anyway, I got to thinking about it. How would she think I'm anxious? And in what ways would she call anxiety? And she has anxiety herself, and panic attacks and this, that, and the other. So I'm going to reframe that, and I think what might be, and she wouldn't tell me, but I think what might be is just our curiosity. Our NE, here we go back to NE, that's my favorite function, extroverted intuition. I do have to know, and it's not because of anxiety, I just have to know to center myself. See if you relate to this, like going on trips or just going with somebody somewhere. They want to go out to eat. I'll look at the menu online first before I commit. I want to know what they serve, how much it's going to cost. Like going on a trip or somewhere, I want to know what time we're leaving, what time we're coming back, what's the dress code, what's the weather going to be like. There are like a million what ifs. And I've done a video about that, what ifs and INFPs, and that is an INFP thing. And it's not, I don't consider that anxiety. I consider that helping me center and helping me get the, I don't know what you call it, but make sense of my brain, because INFP's brain and ADHD's brain, when you're a divergent, it's just scribbly all over the place. That it's not in boxes inside our head like other people, other types, and it just goes on tangents at will, and we can't control it. It just does, and we don't realize it until later. And yeah, I can be. That's true. I think that's true of maybe all INFPs or most, and I know it's true with me 100% of the time. Whenever I get into a conversation with people, I don't realize I have gone into off on tangents until people tell me, get to the point. And then I'm like, oh, I've got to circle back around. So I need to know all these things externally, and we don't do well in the sensory world. Well, I know I don't. I have to know, and it's like we're planning this trip, and I do all the planning whenever I go on trips. And it's why I really like to go solo, but this time I thought it'd be nice to have somebody to come with me. A good sensor who can has a sense of directions in a big city, for one thing, and uses an iPhone, which I don't. So I thought that would be good to do that. So what I do is whenever I go on trips, this will be a week-long trip, most of it on the train, but I have it all written out. I have an itinerary and have it all written out, but it's as soon as I get on the train, I get wherever I go, I do travel by train. As soon as I start going, then I get spontaneous. I throw my itinerary out the window, not literally, but I throw it away at some point in time, because I just have to wait and see when I get there. But I do have to know all the what ifs. So maybe she was thinking that, and I have to know when I go into a place, I have to know two things. One, I have to know where the emergency exit is, and I have to know where the bathroom is. I'm in Spanish class right now down the hall. On my neighbor/friend, who's Puerto Rican, is giving Spanish class, and I went for a few weeks, and then when she told us the name of bathroom, El Baño, I said, I'm done. I haven't been back, and she doesn't understand, but I found out where the bathroom is in Spanish. I'm done. I'm good. I'm good. But I need to know these things. It's not out of anxiety, as you know, as INFPs. It's not out of anxiety. It's just like what ifs, and our mind goes in all those directions. So yeah, according to my daughter, I'm high maintenance because of what she calls as anxiety, but I just have a need to know. Need to know and need to understand, and I have a million questions. So what's your high maintenance trait? Have you thought about that? Has anybody ever called you high maintenance? That was new to me. If so, leave it in the comments. Appreciate everybody. Be sure to like it, subscribe if you haven't, and stay safe.